Hello my fiery friends, welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful night wherever you are at. So, we couldn't fire off yesterday evening just due to technical issues, but hopefully tonight we'll at least try to get off a little bit of a fiery fun stream. I do apologize from the previous stream because also we got cut off once again. I probably really need to get new internet, so that's a whole nother rambling for a whole nother stream, everybody. But moving aside from that, let's focus on tonight. And what are we playing tonight? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump into it right now and show you exactly what deck we're going to be playing for the evening here. Crystal Acosta saying hi over on YouTube there. Good evening, my fire friend. How you doing tonight? Hopefully having a wonderful night wherever you're at. So, join me today in the Brawl format as we put together a very janky build today. This one is actually I don't know if this is actually going to work. If I can get this to at least get one win the way I want it to, then I'll take that as a victory overall for the evening. Even if I lose every other game except for one, I would like to at least get this to work. What are we playing? It's going to be Dimir Advisor Mill. So that's going to be the game plan for tonight. So by doing this, of course, we'll go over, of course, what we always do. So let's cover the stats of the deck first, and then we'll talk about every card in the deck, and then we'll play as many matches as we can with a budget version, and then when we can, halfway through the stream, we'll upgrade to a much more stronger version in just a bit. Crystal asking, good, how are you? I'm doing great tonight. Thanks again for asking. I actually just came back from my big boy job, so now I had a little bit of time before Mrs. Inferno actually pops back in for the evening. We actually got to get her dinner, but before she does, we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight on a small little stream. So, going back to, of course, the stream itself, Advisor Mill is what we're playing today. It's going to be a Dimir deck. We're ranging with an average mana curve about 2.2. That means we'll be rocking a total of 27 creatures in the deck. We have 17 instants, 9 sorceries, 3 artifacts, 8 enchantments, 2 planeswalkers, 1 battle, and 32 lands. So, how this all works, continuing on, of course, for the avatar set, this actually caught my eye. I don't know if this is actually going to be a really good card to even build around. Maybe I'm just kind of wasting my time on this one, but this is how we're going to be rocking it. So we're going to be playing with an obscure pair, but if you remember from Avatar, the 2 advisors that were part of Prince Zuko and Azula's little set there, I honestly don't know what they really I don't remember what they kind of did. They gained some comments here and there. They were there for a little bit, but they did provide a little bit of fun comic relief in a subtle way. So anyway, this is how we're rocking it. It's Lo and Lee Royal Advisors, a 4-mana, 3/3 human advisor legendary creature. And it reads, whenever an opponent discards a card or mills 1 or more cards, put a +1/+1 counter on each advisor you control. And for 3 mana and a hybrid, target player mills 4 cards. So you can do 2 things with this card that are kind of interesting and very unique, actually. It's actually kind of neat how this works. So with Lo and Lee here, you could either focus on a mill package here and just mill out your opponent using its ability and start pumping up some of your advisors, such as Lo and Lee, and any other advisors you have. Or you can just focus on discarding and still get the same benefits from getting +1/+1 counters on stuff. Either way, it at least has a way to kind of get a game plan going with its own ability here. But what fun would it be if we just kind of stuck to just a usual control build? We're definitely going to throw in as many fun advisors and a very jank package to make this work. So, starting off in the 1-drop slot here, we want to make sure we can control the game plan as much as possible. We'll be starting off with some counter spells as cheap as we can go. So it's going to be Annul here for countering artifacts and enchantments. We have Dispel here to counter instants. We have Miscast here to dispel instants or sorceries, unless if its controller pays 3. We have Omen Hawker here. This is actually an Octopus Advisor, so it actually does work for the deck, and it's perfect because you could tap this, but you can only spend mana to activate abilities. But this actually works perfectly well with Low and Lee to kind of make their ability trigger off a little bit easier. Thought Scour here. We're going to be, of course, doing some milling ourselves, so target player mills 2 cards, and we can draw a card. We have Tome Scour here to make an opponent mill 5 cards. We have Wash Away, of course, to counter, of course, commanders if they try to come in and get cheeky with us. We'll throw in a little bit of light discard in our deck, of course. We'll throw in Classic like Duress here to discard a non-creature, non-land card. Hopeless Nightmare here and enters as an enchantment, and it makes an opponent lose 2 life and discard a card. You can also sacrifice it later on to scry a couple. We also throw in Vicious Rumors here. A very jank card here for us. Do 1 point of damage, we gain 1 life, make an opponent discard a card, then they can mill a card. Remember that each of those abilities is a singular trigger. So that means that Low and Lee, with one of these, can actually get 2 sets of +1/+1 counters across our advisors, which is actually kind of neat. Altar of the Brood here is also another good card for us. Anytime a permanent we control enters, each opponent has to mill a card. So this is kind of nice for us with small incremental bits. To get better value out of Low and Lee here, you don't want to mill a bunch in one go. I mean, we can, and we will for sure, but ideally to get the most value of +1/+1 counters on stuff, Altar of the Brood is probably our best card here, because with mill with each trigger, that's 1 mill, but that is 1 trigger with Low and Lee to get the game plan going. In the 2-drop slot here, we have additional cards to help us with the milling package here. So we're going to go use Drowned Secrets here. Anytime you cast a blue spell, target player mills gifts cards. Crystal asking, what game is this called? This is Magic the Gathering Arena. So this is actually the digital version of the not video game, why did I say video game? Card game series, Magic the Gathering. However, the set that we're playing right now is utilizing some cards that are focused on the Avatar, the Last Airbender themed set. So that's actually what we're going to be playing with today. Good question, though, on that. And thanks again for joining us on that. If you do get lost, I'll try to provide good commentary with the game board and the state of it to kind of help at least everybody kind of figuring out what the heck is going on. Any case, so with Drowned Secrets here, anytime, again, as I mentioned, we cast blue spells, we can make an opponent mill 2 cards. Ideally, if we can mill them out with this will also provide a nice way to kind of keep the mill plan consistently going. Founding the Third Path here, it has the read ahead ability, but for part 1, you can cast a 1 or 2 mana value spell for free. For 2 parts, you can mill 4 cards, or make an opponent mill 4 cards. And then finally, the third part here, you exile an instant or sorcery from your graveyard, and you can copy the spell to then cast it 1 more time. Of course, you still have to pay the cost for it, but still gets good value for all 3 parts. Maddening Cacophony, I know I just mentioned right now that we ideally want to mill things 1 at a time, but remember this is also singleton 100 cards, so we might have to speed up the process a little bit. And Maddening Cacophony thankfully does that. 2 mana, mill an opponent for 8 cards. However, if you kick the spell, they have to mill half of their library rounded up. So this can actually speed up the process at any point in the game. Make Disappear for more counter spells here. Counter target spell unless an opponent pays 2, or we can use the casualty ability to then double this up to make an opponent have to pay twice over for an extra copy, as well as the actual counter spell itself. More counter spells like Mana Leak here make an opponent counter spell unless they pay 3. We have Negate here to counter a non-creature spell. But of course, the real star of the show is 20 copies of Persistent Petitioners here. For those of you that remember, this card came out many years ago in, what was it, Ravnica Allegiance? Wow, that was like 4 years ago already. Good lord, I'm getting old. Any case, so this card here has a very unique ability here. So with this one, and this one actually kind of lets us break the rule of singleton here for Arena. So specifically, Human Advisor 1/3, 2 mana, nothing really special with the stats, but its ability allows you to tap the card and pay 1 to make an opponent mill a card. However, you can tap 4 advisors at instant speed and make an opponent mill 12 cards. So this can be a great way to speed up our package and help speed up our game plan here. Not to mention these are advisors too, so this does kind of pull double duty with Low and Lee out. So imagine milling a bunch of stuff with our advisors, and you can start pumping up with Low and Lee, which technically allows us to kind of go with a goofy, awkward, but still janky alternate plan B to the deck, where we can actually get aggro and hopefully just beat down our opponent with a bunch of advisors. Never thought I would be able to pull that off, but hopefully we can do it tonight. Also, the one sweet thing about this card that makes it very unique, as it says at the bottom, a deck can have any number of cards named Persistent Petitioners. So that's where the cool part about this card is. You can break the rule of only one card at a time with this card specifically. There are some additional cards in Magic that allows you to break this rule too, but this is also cool for us tonight because we haven't had a chance to actually play with this card in any of our decks previously. So tonight's the night to make this work. Crystal, does it cost to play? Good question. Okay, so Crystal here wondering if Magic Arena is going to be one of those games that you want to pay money for. You can if you want to, but the initial client that you download this for, whether you download it from the website or if you download it from Steam, is free. So you actually can play this for free if you want to. And that's actually kind of what I'm kind of glad you brought this up. So for those that don't know out here, I do, again, focus on trying to make budget decks for players out there that are new, players that are beginner players out there, and budget players who actually don't want to spend a ton of money on this game. And that's understandable. This game is actually getting a little on the expensive side, so I do what I can to help out with those players out there that like to play this game for a much more cheaper cost. Okay, where was I at again? Oh yeah, that's right. Got to continue on. Any case, so we have Rona here, Herald of Invasion here, a legendary human wizard. Whenever we cast a legendary spell, you get to untap her. Simply put, you just tap to just draw a card and discard a card, so it helps us filter with our deck. But the reason why we want this card specifically is we want to transform it. So then anytime a source we deal damage with Rona, that source's controller exiles a card from their hand at random. If it's a land card, we can put that onto the battlefield under our control. Otherwise, you can play it for free. So this is going to be one of our cards that can just kind of help us kind of slowly churn through our deck, but also help us again just kind of make sure our game plan can go off. We transform it, and then we could really kind of start using this as a plan B, or I guess as it was plan C to the deck. I don't know, I've lost track. Any case, the point is, it's just another kind of way we can help just make our game plan go off. Wild Rose Rebellion here, /counterspell, proper counterspell, where you just counter what you need to. Bandit's Talent here, it enters for part 1, make an opponent discard a card. Part 2, if they have 1 or fewer cards, they will lose 2 life. And part 3 here, we can draw additional cards if our opponent has 1 or fewer cards in hand. Bitter Triumph here, so we do have a little bit of spot removal just in case we can't get through with our counter spells here. So we have Bitter Triumph here, destroy a creature or planeswalker. Corrupt Court Official here, kind of nice for this deck here. It doesn't seem like it does much, but it is an advisor, so it does trigger off with Low and Lee, and also does help with discarding as well. So it's nice kind of little filler for us. Cruel Somnophage here. So this is a nightmare card that has power and toughness equal to the number of creatures in all graveyards. So this can actually be really, really big. Another way to help us kind of provide a big beatdown plan. It's not an advisor, but it does provide for us another way to kind of get to victory. It's a secondary ability. Here's a sorcery that's an adventure that also allows us to make an opponent mill 4 cards. Yo, what's up? Elmo G4K. Hello, my fire friend. Good evening. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a wonderful night wherever you're at. You've just managed to make it in time here. We're going to try to see if we can do some advisor milling for us. Now, where were we at here? Oh, yeah, continuing on. So also from the Avatar set here, Judy, one of many. She's a human advisor that's a 2/2 and with an ability of paying black and tapping to surveil 1. You then can create a token that's a copy of Judy here, but you have to sacrifice an artifact or creature. You can activate this only at sorcery speed, but again, if we have some extra stuff lying around, extra copies of creatures or artifacts, we can then create a giant army of Judy instead to hopefully then overwhelm our opponent along with our persistent petitioners. Crystal asking, is this a fun and cool, satisfying game? It can be, but I will definitely say right now, if you're a fan of the kind of game where you want to play, turn-based strategy, this is mostly where this is great for you. So this is definitely a game I would recommend for anybody that likes to play a lot of strategy stuff, who likes to kind of is a much more analytical person. Maybe you do like to play a little bit more aggro, but there is some strategy to that as well. Maybe you're more of a controlling or mid-range kind of person. There's definitely a lot of different ways you can actually play Magic Gathering. And even if you don't play this on the downloadables, there's definitely the card version, which you can also play with friends and everything. It's actually a very fun and social game. So good questions on that one, though, Crystal. And thanks again for asking those. Appreciate that. Let me know if you have any other questions about anything. I'll be happy to help out. So moving on here, we have also Glimpse the Unthinkable here. Make an opponent mill 10 cards. So that's a huge chunk. It's only 1/10 of a 100-card deck, but it can still help us speed up the process to hopefully get our win. Thought Erasure here just makes our opponent discard a non-land card, and then we can surveil 1. Arcane Signet, because we need a little bit of extra ramp in the deck to help us, again, just trigger to what we need to and get what we need out on time. Frantic Search allows us to then draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and untap up to 3 lands. So it kind of helps filter through our deck to get us to what we need. Fraying Sanity here, along with a couple other enchantments, allows us to make our opponent mill cards. So for this one here, we curse our opponent with this, and at the beginning of each end step, the enchanted player has to mill X amount of cards, where X is the number of cards they put into their graveyard anywhere this turn. So if they maybe throw stuff into the yard, they discard on their own, they surveil stuff, we can definitely start hosing them with this pretty quickly. Hydroelectric Specimen here can either be a land in a pinch, but ideally this weird has flash on it, so we can kind of redirect what we need to away from maybe like Low and Lee or whatever we need to then put it adding to the target for the Hydroelectric Specimen. Salinity Visions here, these are as a tap land, or use it to dig 6 cards deep to then pull out an instant or sorcery and put it into our hand. Sphinx's Tutelage here and Teferi Tutelage kind of pull double duty along with Frank's Sanity here. With the way these enchantments work, anytime an opponent draws a card, they have to mill 2 cards, and this also triggers off with Fraying Sanity. But realistically though, Sphinx's Tutelage is great because this one here, if the 2 non-land cards that are milled were also share the same color, we can keep repeating this process. It has a secondary ability which is a little expensive, but if you manage to make it work, for 6 mana, you can then keep drawing cards and discarding cards. Didn't say place here is another counterspell, but then we can make our opponent mill 3 cards, and it does the same thing as Thought Collapse. They're both literally the same card. Sink in the Stupor here allows us to bounce back a spell or a non-land permanent card on the stack and then put it into our opponent's hand. So this is a great, nice little tempo play that can kind of host for even counter spells if we need to. Or if you need it, it could just simply be a land. You're welcome. What is my favorite card? Ooh, that's a good question here. Real quick, I'm going to divulge, so don't worry, folks. We'll get to, of course, the game plan in a second here. But I'm glad she actually asked this question. So some people actually don't know. Usually what you see on here is not my usual way of playing Magic. I usually like to play much more aggressive style gameplay. So my number 1 card here... Actually, wait, I can't do it from this menu. Hold on one second, everybody. Don't worry. We'll jump back to the... We'll jump back in just a second here. But I do want to answer this question. So my favorite card... And I'll actually bring it up right now. So let's see, we filter this real quick. There we go. We'll put this on just for default here. So my favorite card here is Lightning Bolt. So this is my favorite card. A simple little instant here that allows you to do 3 damage to any target. It's simple, it's clean, it's a classic staple, and it's been around since the very beginning of Magic the Gathering. So wow, this card has had a legacy of what now? 30 plus years? Amazing. And it's still a really good card even today. Amazing card, and I'm hopefully going to try to do in the future. Maybe I'm going to try to collect different versions of the artwork. So I love the artwork for all of these. So you can see Lightning Bolt here. The Azula one's actually kind of cool too. Not the most fanciest, but it is something I would collect in the future. Good question though. I do appreciate you asking that. So thanks, Crystal. Okay, going back again to our advisor mill plan here. Let's actually see if we can wrap this up for us. So real quick here. Where are we at? Oh yeah, Boggart Trawler here. So this is a goblin. When it enters, you can exile an opponent's graveyard. So there are going to be some instances where we play this deck and we mill our opponent, and then sometimes we don't want our opponent to get an advantage in their graveyard. So the game plan to work around that is you can use cards like Boggart Trawler here to exile the graveyard as you're milling it away and denying your opponent resources from their graveyard. If you don't need that, it's simply just another land you can use. Davriel Rogue Shadow Mage here. For 2 of its abilities, you can then make an opponent discard at least 2 times. As long as you have at least that 1 loyalty counter on it, and at least they have 1 or fewer cards, Davriel Hook can start pinging away at our opponent. Elspeth's Nightmare here pulls a lot of extra value for us. So for this card here, you destroy a target creature with power 2 or less, make an opponent discard a card, and then finally exile their graveyard. Go blank here, make an opponent discard 2 cards, and then you can exile their graveyard. So you kind of see here, this is now where the exiling can help us out in certain moments. Mind Drain here, make an opponent discard 2 cards, they mill a card and lose 1 life, and you can gain 1 life. Similar to again how the triggers are designed, you should be able to then get double duty with Low and Lee with Mind Drain here. Ozai's Cruelty here deals 2 damage to a target player, and then make that opponent discard 2 cards. Ashiok Dreamrender is actually a pretty sweet card for us. We can make an opponent mill 4 cards, and then they have to exile their graveyard. And also the secondary ability allows them to, or at least denies their opponent the ability to search their library. So this can be great against fetch lands or more expensive cards out there. Invasion of Amonkhet / Lazotep Convert here. When the siege enters, make an opponent mill 3 cards, then they have to discard a card, and you can draw a card. So you notice that again, we're just pulling double duty here, milling and discarding in 1 card. Great for us overall. If we can flip it, it becomes Lazotep Convert here, which can be a zombie that's a 4/4 black creature, in addition to the other cards. So it kind of copies something we need. Not all the time, but it can be helpful. 4-drop here, Water Crystal. Blue spells we cast will be 1 less to cast, and if we would mill 1 or more cards, we mill that many plus 4. So this again just helps us speed up our game plan here. Its secondary ability can make an opponent mill cards equal to the number of cards we have in our hand. Fel the Profane here, either it's a land in a pinch, or just simply use it as spot removal for creatures or planeswalkers. And then finally, the last card here is going to be Waterlogged Teachings. You either can use this as a tap land, or you can use this to search your library for an instant card or a card with flash and put it into our hand. Ender Knight also joining the conversation tonight. How you doing tonight, my fire friend? Hopefully you're having a wonderful night wherever you're at. I've tried a few of the decks you made, and I love them all. I love your budget-friendly, but still works. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I try to do what I can. But one thing I always try to remind everyone is, I know something that I've had some people kind of criticize for me, at least offline with my friends. I know some of my friends have kind of been a little bit of a hater just because they know that our decks don't always win matches, but that's not the point of our gameplay here. The point of our gameplay for me is to help players out there just put fun stuff together at all budget levels and have fun with the game. That's the number one thing I always try to encourage everyone. Even if your deck is like the worst deck in the world, if you're having fun with it, that's the most important thing. If you love it, hey, go nuts. That's the most important thing to never forget about Magic. Crystal here asking, do the people on the cards have an age? Oh, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, some of them actually have some deep lore to them. Good question on that, though. But yeah, if I was to actually do another day or maybe another, I don't know, YouTube video in the future, we actually could deep dive into various lore for various characters. Some of these characters are hundreds, even thousands of years old. We're talking like, you know, some of the elder dragons from some of the cards, some of the humans and vampires are actually like really, really old. But good question on that one. So some of that stuff, maybe we'll touch upon in the future if we actually kind of want to deep dive into maybe lore stuff. Some stuff I've been wanting to do in the channel for a while, but maybe I don't know how to do it. Maybe I'll do it as Patreon bonus content away from our deck techs. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you actually want to see that in the future. Where was I? Oh, yeah, that's right. So let's wrap up, of course, and then we'll get into the gameplay, everybody. We'll start in just a moment. So because this is a budget deck, we're only going to be rocking some of the most basics of our tap lands. So we have 15 islands, 7 swamps. Choked Estuary technically is a rare, but in this deck, since it is on Arena, it is an uncommon, so we'll count it as a budget option. Dismal Backwater here, Murky Sewer, Serpent's Pass, and then we have Arid Archway as a bounce land, but this is ideal because you can bounce away, say like, you know, your Fel to Profane if it's a land, and then reuse it as a spell later on, so it provides for us value. Command Tower because we're multicolored, so it's a staple. Demolition Field for non-basic land hate. Maestro's Theater and Obscure Torfront are going to be our fetches. And then finally, Volatile Fall, which works double duty with Demolition Field, providing us, again, non-basic land hate. But otherwise, that is the whole deck, everybody. Advisor Mill in a nutshell. So let's get to the most exciting part of the stream. Let's go ahead, let's play this now in the Brawl format, and let's see how well it does. Whew, okay, so we managed to actually get through that. And don't worry, there is an upgraded version we'll talk about if you're willing to spend a little extra on that. But we'll cover that in a little bit. Whew, okay, so give me a second here, everybody. I feel like I just kind of lost my breath here just explaining the whole deck. But okay, we're going to get into the gameplay in just a second. Okay, much better. Okay, feel much better. Okay, we're good, we're good. Okay, so while we're waiting for our first opponent to show up, how's everyone's weekend, everybody? And this is actually our first stream since we've gotten to 2026. What did y'all do on New Year's Eve, everybody? Did y'all have fun? Did you celebrate? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Crystal saying, I've watched some of your bonus videos sometimes when I'm bored. Okay, well, thanks again for popping in on that with stuff. I appreciate that. Hopefully, again, some of my older content isn't too cringe because I know some of it has not aged as well as some of the other stuff out there. But I try to at least put up a variety of things. All right, so here we go. Our first opponent, everybody. So they're playing Hey Bye. We actually played this on budget a couple weeks ago, just before Christmas. So check that one out if you're interested in that on a budget. But for today, let's keep what we have. We can get our persistent petitioners out pretty quick with this. All right. So opponent's going to be playing, of course, 5-color, and we'll see if we can get around this. Play our Chokes Estuary. Show off our island. All right, opponent, what you got? Show me what you got. Okay, Broker's Hideout. So again, they're going to be trying to fix their mana. They are a 5-color deck, so they're definitely going to want to try to get their fixing as fast as they can. But we're going to hopefully try to get around that. We can get to our 4th land drop, and it has to be a black source. Ugh. We're not getting it quite yet, but that's okay. So the way we'll do this, first off, is... How do we do this here? We'll play the Persistent Persisters number 2. No attacks yet. But we'll make our opponent mill. They mill 1. Okay, nice. We got the Sanctum Stonefangs out. Not cringe, you say it's good? Aw, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Aw, opponent, you already gave up? Aw, opponent, we were about to go off. Okay. I guess our opponent didn't want to get their game plan milled. Okay. Free win, I guess. I mean, hey, I'll take it. Don't forget to do your dailies, everyone. Remember, even free wins do count towards the dailies, so always get them done when you can. Yay, free pack. Okay, cool. All right, well, I guess we just jump back into it again. Try again. But yeah, let me know, everybody. I want to know, what did you all do for New Year's Eve? If you guys were curious, we actually took, what is it? We were able to put up our final video for 2025 talking about what's happening this year in Magic the Gathering. Speaking of that, how is everyone's hype level for Lorwyn? We're going to get the spoilers for the latest set coming out tomorrow morning. So I hope you guys are all enjoying that. I'm definitely going to be enjoying that once that comes out. That's going to be a great set. It's been, what is it, 20 years since they've been back to Lorwyn? Good lord, it's been so long. Granted, I didn't play in that era, but I heard it was a really great time to play Magic. So hopefully this set will be a good one. I look forward to it. All right, so let's see what we got here. So we got the Archway, we got the Dispel, Wash Away. All right, that's cute. Opponent's playing Kotis, which I'm not fond of, but we'll see if we can make it around this. Kotis is tough because it's indestructible, and our deck, since we're so focused on the mill package, we don't have too many options for this, but we'll try. There's some Petitioners. Okay. So let's see. Lo and Lee might take a turn or two. Well, we'll see if we can try to get her to it. So we got the Annul. So with that, we will do it this way. Bounce back the Swamp. And we will make an opponent milled one card. Ooh, we got rid of their Damnation. Whew. Well, that would have been a disaster for us. Okay, Weirding Wood. Let's see. So that means they... Okay. We'll annul that. We got to slow them down as much as we can. Got to buy time. At least until we can get the game plan out. So with that... let's see here. No attacks yet. Alright, we'll wait and see what they do. I don't want to cast anything just yet. If I have to counterspell, so be it. Okay, Rona. Alright. Okay. Opponents. Anything else? Okay, Celindy Visions. Let's dig. Oh, jeez, we didn't find anything. Well, that was a wash. Oh, boy.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, you're telling me, Zuko. Oh, jeez. Okay. But in the meantime, let's at least mill one more card for them. All right, mill the land. That's fine. Okay, we got a counterspell. We can't really use it yet, so... Well, not sure how we're going to be able to pull this off. Ideally, I think we might have to actually exile their graveyard, but it's going to be a while. Okay. Short bow. They can't swing just yet. Can't really do anything, so that's good for us, I guess. Keep the simple milling game plan going. Okay. Persistent Petitioners number 2, finally. Kotis should be coming soon, though, so I'm going to have to counterspell that. So we're just going to have to wait it out. Okay. Come on, deck. Where's our lands? We really, really need lands. Otherwise, we're going to have a very slow game here. Opponent throws away the Go for the Throat. Huh. Interesting. Surprised we didn't want to blow up our... Okay. All right, so this is what we came here for, everybody. So with this, we will wash away... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, no. Dang it. They already have the counter souls. All right. Okay, so that means they get that in for no pain on our end. Dang it. Well, this is going to stink here. So that means Kotis is now in, and that means they're going to start stealing our stuff. Not fond of that strategy, but it is a strategy. Although, ironically, we did play Kotis months ago, so actually, I mean... I don't have anything against the card personally, but if you do like to see a budget version, we've also done that on stream a couple months ago as well. Okay, let's see. What do they have? Okay, so based on what our opponent has here... Okay, our opponent... Oh, jeez. Nothing really I can really get here that's going to be beneficial. What's the thing that hurts us the least? The Infernal Grasp is fine. Unable to Scream, we don't really... Okay, get the Thieving Avian. We'll wait for that on top. Okay, so... Game plan right now is looking a little iffy. And that's mostly because I'm anticipating... Once they start hitting us here, we're going to start getting... Oh, dear. Oh, no. Okay, so... They're going to start stealing a Starfall, aren't they? Okay. And we can block Rona here, but we can't can't do anything else, really. So, mill 1 card. So, unfortunately, they're going to start stealing our stuff. Dang. Well, this is actually going to be terrible now. So, what I saved on top, now we can't get. So, we're going to take it. Oh, they take Judy? And they take our waterlogged teachings? Come on. Not my style of playing Magic, but hey, some people love to steal stuff. That's a strategy. Not one I like. Crystal, how long have you been playing the game? Oh, okay. Well, good question on that one. So, I've actually been playing the game for several years, but in around, and this also shows you how old I am, in around 2003, I took a break from Magic the Gathering. And from there, I actually didn't come back to the game until 2017, so literally 15 years later. And that was thanks to some fellow coworkers that got me to get back into the game. So that's actually now where I'm at. So thanks to them, that actually got me back in. Unfortunately, though, none of them I get a chance to play with anymore. Just, you know, life happens. But I still appreciate what they did for me. I was able to happily get back to the Magic the Gathering. And now it actually, well, actually, that didn't even get me into streaming. I just started playing just because I was having fun again with the game. But then after a certain point, when we were all stuck at home in the dreaded year of 2020, I decided, you know what? In case if I don't go back to work, maybe I should try something else. And that was what inspired me to just start doing content. So here I am today, doing content. We've been doing it now for, what is it, 5 years? Wow, it's been 5 years since I've been doing YouTube and live streaming. Although, granted, I did take a break from live streaming until 2024. So we actually took a small time to wait it out. Good question on that, though. Okay, our opponent is gonna... Jeez, all right. Our opponent is gonna make us look foolish because now they're just trying to steal our game plan here. Joy. I'll throw away the didn't say please. All right. We'll give it another turn or so, but I don't have any hope right now we're gonna be able to pull off our game plan. Our opponent is kind of doing our game plan better than us. I feel really foolish. But okay. It's okay, everybody. Not a big deal. Okay, what is our opponent going to mill here? Come on. Mill away, opponent. Okay. Overwhelming forces. So, persistent petitioners again. Wow, we're really not getting any of our mana we need to actually do our game plan here. So this is actually very, very awkward. Okay. I'm going to give this one more turn. Only just because it's not that I want to give up, but the odds are really stacked against us in our deck. Our deck doesn't get a chance to do anything. Oh, jeez. Okay, Brawl. Okay, so the Brawler is a problem because anytime they come in, they'll start pumping them. Okay. All right. I'm tired of getting my stuff stolen, so I'm just going to let that go. We'll take the L on that, everybody. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It was also, one, getting kind of boring, and also I didn't want my stuff getting stolen. So, it's okay. Shaking it off. We'll try again. So, for those of you that are interested in Lorwyn Eclipsed spoilers tomorrow for the next set, what are you hoping for? Are you hoping for a rules change with the hybrid mana? Are we hoping for some sweet new creature cards? Because Lorwyn, I know, is focused on... It's a creature set, isn't it? Which actually jazzes me up because I love playing creature decks. That's my jam. Goblin decks, elf decks, even merfolk. I do love playing creature synergy decks. So hopefully also we'll get some spells that also benefit from creatures. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be such a great set. Okay, so let's see. What do we got here? All right, so opponent is playing from Final Fantasy Clive. Okay. We can keep this hand. We can play some stuff actually with this. Hopefully we should be fine. Okay, so for this... Oh, come on, opponent. Are we playing Ragavan already? Come on! Absolutely disgusting, by the way. So once again, another card that's going to steal stuff from us. Boo. Okay, so our opponent steals a land. Joy. Glittering stockpile. Okay. Opponent trying to get your ramp on here, which is fine. We'll play Persistent Petitioners. So at least this can block this for a little bit. Not for too long, but I'm hoping that at least can kind of stop our opponent for a smidge. A Blood Moon. Ooh, Blood Moon. Okay. Well, the Blood Moon kind of hoses our one land here, but thankfully, being a budget deck, that actually doesn't hurt us too much here, because now we can still do some other things. Sphinx's Tutelage. Good news against Fighting Red. Red has a hard time with enchantments, so our opponent probably doesn't have anything to hose this. This should be able to sit out easily. Monument to Endurance. Okay, sure, opponents. Go ahead and start discarding cards. That's actually what we want you to do. Crystal, what is my favorite game? Ooh, that's a good question. Oh man, there's so many games I've played over the years. I do love a lot of different video games out there. Hold on. See what are our opponents. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we got some milling going here. So we'll play the island. We'll play Persistent Petitioners number 2. All right. We'll play actually Bandit's Talent. That's actually nice for us. Okay, opponents. Pumping with Glittering Stockpile. Make our opponent discard. They do get some benefit from Monument to Endurance, which is annoying, but small price to pay. Opponent throws away Rising of the Day. That's fine. Man, but yeah, to answer your question, Crystal, I don't know. I feel like I can't just pick one game. There's been so many games over the years that I do love playing. But if I had to pick, like, something I've enjoyed forever, like I never get bored of, I would probably say, like, Mario Kart, but I played the original Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart, back in and again, dating myself here, 1991. That was literally the first, along with Tetris, my first video games. So they kind of have a special meaning to me, if you will. So, good question on that, though. All right, so from here, we will... How do we do this here? Persistent Petitioners again, number 2. Or actually number 3. And then we will pump here. And then wait it out. But yeah, I'm going to go with Mario Kart for now. That's actually my jam. At some point, though, I would like to try to get back to Mario Kart, maybe on a live bonus stream. I do have the latest Mario Kart on my Switch, too. I just haven't had the time to play it. Hopefully I can play it soon, though. I would really love to play Mario Kart, but I have such a busy life. Between this, making content, and then working a big boy job, I feel like there's never enough time to play all the games I want. Maybe someday, though. Someday. Okay, opponents now has a bit of a big threat here. Because, okay... I'll have to block here now. I don't want to, but I might not have a choice. So for here... Okay, just to avoid the damage, because this card here will triple the damage against us, and that is scary! Okay, opponents, anything else? Opponents? Okay, so we take 17. Small price, but that's okay. Okay, Vicious Rumors, that's not too bad. Mill our opponent some more. And let's see here. How do we do this? So even if I play this as a land, that doesn't help us. But yeah, because it comes into play. It's untapped, but it's also a mountain. That's not what we need. But let's see here. Okay, level 3. Okay, so I guess we'll start pinging our opponent here. Ember Cleave. Okay. Yeep. I'll get there. Well, thanks again for the words of encouragement. But at this point, we're not going to get there tonight. Wow, they actually managed to stop us like that? Well, that was poop. It's okay. It's okay. Not a big deal. They did manage to play a card that hosed us in a way that I wasn't expecting, but no big deal, everybody. Shaking it off. We're still having a good time here. That's what's important. Okay. So, maybe looking at the clock right now, maybe we'll give this like 1 or 2 more matches, and then we'll jump to the upgraded deck. Hopefully that'll be a lot better for us. So, question then, since you asked me, Crystal, what is your favorite game? What is the game that you love playing? Like you never get tired of, always praised, no matter what? And I guess that also goes out to a question for everybody. So for those of you that do watch me for my Magic content, I'm sure there's other games you guys play. So what else do you play out there? Let me know in the comments, everybody. I would love to hear from you. Whether it's a video game, another trading card game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon TCG. Maybe you actually play regular Pokemon. Let me know. I'm curious to know what my audience is into. Okay, so our opponent is playing Svella here, Ice Shaper. So I think they're playing for the promo event. There's a promo event going on right now where I think you get some achievements for playing snow creatures. It seems like that's what everyone's into right now. But for now, let's start milling our opponent. All right, so that's good. We will play, let's see here. Let's play Duress. Start milling our opponent some more. Okay, ooh, okay. What do we want to get rid of here? Slow down our opponent as much as possible. That is the plan right now. Okay, miscast. Oh, opponent. Already? Okay, well, I guess we'll just take care of that now. My opponent did not want to get milled out. Huh. I'm starting to see a trend with this deck. I feel like we're either going to be completely jank and we won't win normally, or most likely our opponents are also just going to quit because they don't want to deal with our game plan. I feel like that's how this deck is going to roll. It's either all or nothing. But okay, I'll take the win still. A win's a win. Okay. You're a Roblox person. I've been noticing that recently now. Every time I go live, I tend to get an audience that for some reason follows me despite the fact that y'all play Roblox or what is it, Minecraft? I remember Minecraft when it was brand new as a game, like in what, 2000, was it 2008, 2009? Wow, again, so long ago. Has it really been that long since like Minecraft came out? I didn't know about Roblox until like my nephew. My nephew plays that, although I haven't chatted with him in a while, but he is big on that. He loves it. I've seen some other families and kids play it. Again, not my jam, but hey, if you like it, more power to you. Maybe I'm just like, well, I know I'm not the demographic for Roblox, so maybe that's why it's just not for me. But hey, have fun with it. I've heard all kinds of things about Roblox, though. All kinds of things. Both interesting and, well, mostly just interesting. All right, any case, what do we have? Persistent Petitioners. Opponent is playing Toph, the first Metal Bender. Love the card, by the way. And we also played a budget deck with her. So check that out if you haven't done so already. Livestream is also up for that. We still haven't had a chance to actually play Lo and Lee in any of our matches yet. So hopefully this one will be the game. I hope so. Play another Swamp. We'll play... How do we do this here? Let's play Teferi's Tutelage this time around. We'll draw a card, discard a card. Okay, so we'll throw away one of our Persistent Petitioners. Okay, make our opponent mill. Nice. No attacks yet. But okay. So, not everything is for everyone, so I get it. And that's fair. Again, not trying to poo-poo your game. If you like it, I'm happy for you. As long as you're having fun and as long as you're not hurting anybody, that's what matters. We'll let our opponent hit us here for 20, down to 23. I don't know if they have anything in hand that I might want to be careful of, so that's why we're going to wait. Okay, got another island. That's good. So, milling away. So, our plan is slowly going off here. We'll play Lo and Lee. Nice. Okay, nothing yet. So, now that Lo and Lee is on the field, we should hopefully start building up our her human advisors. Come on, opponents. As long as they don't have removal, we should be okay. At least I hope so. Okay, opponent's playing Roaming Throne. What did they name? Human. Okay. So now that Toph is out, everyone, we're going to have to be aware that anything that's an artifact is technically also a land. But that also makes them fall under earthbending if they start swinging. Okay, let's see here. All right, I guess we'll block the Simulacrum here. If we lose our Persistent Petitioner, so be it. Okay. If we block the damage, we go to 18. Okay, Toph gets to draw some cards. Okay, that's fine. We will hopefully be able to overwhelm her soon in just a moment. At least I hope so. Opponents. Anything else? Okay, the Seiju. So they couldn't blow it up because they ran out of land, so that's good. Okay, they Earthbend. What do they Earthbend? Roaming Throne? As I figured. And they get to do it again? Oh boy. Ugh. That's not good for us. Okay, so we mill some more. But this now triggers off Lo and Lee, so now our creatures get bigger. So now we're starting to get to where we want to be at. There we go. Okay, so now that we have enough on the field, so now our game plan is just sit back and hopefully just mill them out. At least I hope we can make this work. All right, Crystal Barricade. So they have Hexproof, but that's okay. Okay. So let's see. How do we do this now? We can't target them for now, but let's see. Let's see. How do we get around this then? So we have to make... Okay. Actually, I realize they have one card that hoses us. Joy. Okay. Opponent is swinging. We will not block again because we can't do anything. We have to find a way to deal with that crystal barricade. I don't know how we can, but we'll try. Okay, but little by little, we are going to try to mill him out here. Let's see. Wait. Oh, wait. We can't even... Oh, I forgot this targets, too. Wow. We actually got hosed. I realize now we can't get our game plan to go off because we can't target our opponent at all. Oh, jeez. All right. We'll give it another... Dang it. I guess we'll have to give it another turn here, but our opponent has the perfect card to stop our plan because we can't target them. As long as Crystal Barricade's out, we cannot target our opponent, and that means that... We'll counterspell that. And then that means we can't mill them. Wow, they actually found the perfect card. How does our opponents always find the perfect card against us? Okay. Quacker. Ooh. You're right. Okay. That's a good idea, Quacker. Thanks again for putting that out. Okay, so that means now we have to survive. Wait, can we survive the turn here? Oh, no. Wait, I don't know if we can. Oh, geez. Maybe we waited. No, we waited too long, didn't we? Dang it. Yeah, I realized that... Oh, I waited way too long on that one. I realize now that you brought that up. But let's see. Wait, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. But see, the problem now is now we can't kind of have our game plan go off, but we'll try. Block here. Okay, and I guess we will try to block here. Actually, no, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we have to block. Yeah, we have to block one more. Okay. Okay. So you are right. I realize we can crystal barricade it. The heirloom. They draw a card. And they got trample on it. Yeah, we waited too long. And I realize now the volatile fault could have saved us, but way too late. I messed that up completely. That was my fault, everybody. That's why it's important to read your cards. Thanks again for still providing that insight, Quacker, but I am a terrible player, and I realize now I should read my cards more often. So that's on me. It's okay, everybody. Let's give this one more try. Let's play this deck on a budget for one more shot, and we'll play the upgraded version. But we'll try to see if we can get in at least the rest of this going. I would like to at least get one win with the deck. If we can get one win, I'll consider this a victory overall. Because I know a deck like this is very janky, and I don't expect it to get a legit win. But we'll try. All right, looks like we're playing against Heibai here. So, this time, let's lock in.
It's time to
Yeah, all right, okay. Okay, let's do this. We're going to try. We are really going to try this time. How many subscribers do I have, Crystal? I think right now I'm up to, was it 6,000? Was it 6,300? I don't remember. It's over 6,000. Numbers are hard, by the way. James joining us also on the chat here. Good evening, my fire friend. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully having a wonderful night wherever you're at. I've played for 20 years and I still don't know how to play. Trust me. I've seen I've had my instances where I've seen many professional players where we've all kind of misplayed every so often. So hey, it happens to even the best of us. Not a big deal. It's all good. Okay, our opponent is now going to start getting their enchantments to get cheaper, but that's okay. So we'll do it this way. Get low and Lee going. So as soon as our game plan can start going off here, we should be fine. Okay, go Shintai. Coming in now. No swings, of course. All right, so good. We can then play our Swamp. Persistent Petitioners. How many suns do I have? Wait, what do you mean by suns? I'm confused about the suns. How many suns do I have? As in, like, just me? Sorry, Crystal. I'm a little confused on the question here. Did I misunderstand you? How many suns do I play, or do I have? Are you referring to me as the Fireball? Me myself? Like my expressions? Because I have normal, happy, surprised, joy, shocked, cringe, whatever, derp, anger, sadness, and snarky. I guess that kind of works. Is that what you were asking for? Sorry if I misunderstand you, but I think that's what you're saying, right? Okay, so here's how we do this, everybody. Gabriel Rogue Shadow Mage. Okay, now we're finally getting the deck to go off. This is what we wanted to do. Okay, we then make our opponent discard. That gets low and to pump up. Nice. Oh, how many sons do I have? Oh, like children? Oh, actually, I don't have any kids. I do have nieces and nephews. I have brothers and sisters. Okay, so our opponent is going to hit our Davriel here. Shame, though. That's okay. Small price to pay for now, but he got to at least do something. At least something. If we can get some more discard and milling going, we should be good to go here. Okay, go Shintai of Boundless Vigor. Moonblessed Cleric, okay. Alright. So before we do that, hold on. Actually, no. Let them dig it out. I think you have 6,420. Okay, okay. Well, thanks again for bringing that up. I sometimes lose track. Mostly for me, my biggest focus is just trying to keep whatever I have going as much as possible. Oh, Lightning Bolt. No, 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 opponents. We're going to trigger our ability. So this is what we came here for, everybody. Yes, I get to do this at least once. Mill a ton. And we get that pump. The Bolt. My favorite card could not stop the Corrupt Court Official.
That's rough, buddy.
Too bad, opponent. Denied. Okay. Hey, we're looking pretty good right now. We actually now have our board state the way we want it to. So let's see. Here's how we do this then. Play the island. And then from here, now we pretty much just kind of kick back and relax here. Because from here, even if our opponent starts hitting us, we don't care. Because we have more than enough where they can't really swing at us. And from here, we just want to start going off. So let's see. What does this hit again? Opponent doesn't swing. That's cool. Okay. Do they pay? I figure they do. Okay, they do. This is fine. Let's see. X damage target play. Okay. So they hit us in the face. For how much? Okay, for... Okay. Let's see. Destroy. Where X is number of shrine. Okay, so from here, I guess we do it again. Okay, mill our opponent for 1. Pump everything up. Mill everything again. Get everything pumped. We then mill some more. Nice. All right. We're doing it. The plan is working, sort of. I mean, it's not the best one, but, well, it's working, sort of. Okay, so from here, now we're both in top deck mode. So who's going to win this battle of top decking? Oh, opponent, you can't blow that up. So here's how we do this. We will then trigger Low and Lee again. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything gets pumped bigger. Bigger. And then from here, we'll then be able to then tap. Mill again. Mill 1, but that works. Oh, and that was their Go Shintai Lice Origins. Oh, opponent. Too bad. One of the strongest cards they could have casted is now in the graveyard. Okay. Ooh, opponents. They're making their tokens. So that does mean that we might be running into trouble at some point. Okay, so they can't trigger that off for heavier damage. But this means now we can also do its other ability here. Tap 4 advisors. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We milled half of the deck. That's great. And the petitioners keep coming. Yeah, the plan's working. Ideally, we would love to swing, but that Go Shintai here, this one is actually holding us back from actually getting aggro. But hey, the deck is working. So, okay, keep it going. Nice. And we just keep pumping him up. Oh my goodness, this is working. It's working. It's actually working. But here's what we're going to have to wait out for a bit. So even though our opponent here, okay, so our opponent has now finally learned just hit our face. But that does mean now we're on a clock. So we're going to have to move faster here. If they get any more shrines, we will be in trouble. So, opponent, what will you do? Nothing? Nothing? Okay. So, opponent here, managing to pull this off. So, all right. This is getting bigger too, so that is a little scary, but it's okay. Even if I lose this one due to damage here, we're actually pulling off quite a cool victory here, at least on our own. At least we could show the deck as it's intended to work. All right, so from here, let's, okay, some more. Okay, and then we activate the ability. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 12 more. We actually might pull this off. Mill again. Okay, so let's see here. Omen Hawker doesn't really help us that much. And I think next turn might actually be our final turn, so we might actually lose on this turn here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, wait, those can't block, can they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we swing here, we technically have enough to destroy our opponent. So they're going to have to actually do a bad block here if it comes down to it. Okay. How do we do this? We got down to 30 cards. Okay. I don't think we're going to win because the way this is going to work is if they trigger their ability, that's 1, 2, 3. So that means we'd be dead next turn. So that means we have to swing here. So it's all or nothing now. Big swing. Okay. We're forcing our opponent to then chump block in the worst way possible. The good news, of course, is Go Shintai here. This one's going to take probably our commander. Oh, they don't. Ooh, interesting. Our opponent does have to do some shenanigans here. Okay, so they're going to be blocking quite a bit. Okay. They don't want to block with a Go Shintai of Hidden Cruelty. That's literally a free hit there. But the reason why, again, as I'm swinging is Hoden will do 4 damage to us next turn. And if they double the trigger with Go Shintai here, that means they'll take 4 more damage each time. That means 8 damage. So that means we'd be dead next turn no matter what. So we might as well just do it now. Okay, pump the whole team. And then one more time. I mean, we tried our hardest, everybody. So. That is a big swing, but it's not enough. Dang. So even here, they'll hit for 3 the face. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. The thing here triggers. Lose. Well, we tried, everybody. That's probably the best the deck has done tonight. Wait. Opponent, did they not swing? Opponent, you could have beaten us there. Why didn't they swing? Oh my goodness. Opponent, did you not realize you actually could have beaten us there? Did they not know what was going to happen? Hold on, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Okay. Did we get another shot at this? Okay, so how do we do this here? Okay. Do we have enough? Let me try. Okay. Let's see, that's... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did we actually pull off something here that I didn't do? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We got it. We got the victory. Ah, we did it. We got it. Ah, we milled them out. We got the victory. Opponent, you could have won last turn. What? Wait. Wait. Are you serious? Did they actually have in their... I can't believe what I just saw. I'm gonna keep the scream to myself. Okay. So, y'all saw that, right? I was ready. I was so ready to actually got to get that victory. But the reason why I quit right there was they actually got the one card at the very bottom of their deck, the last one, the card itself. So real quick, if you didn't see what happened there, so let's see. Hold on. Let's find the card real quick, everybody. So hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm a little. Yeah. Oh, Wet Stuff. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful night wherever you're at. So for those that were confused about what I just did there and why I did what I did. So real quick for you. I'll just throw in Bristly Bill. Okay. So for those that did not see what happened there. Wait, is it a sorcery? I think it's a sorcery. Where is it at? So there it is. Gaia's Blessing. So our opponent literally had their final card at the very bottom was the one card that hosed us. Gaia's Blessing here allows our opponent to put back from their graveyard their entire library if it gets milled. And our opponent literally had the best card they could have hoped for at the very bottom. Wow. I probably should highlight this I'll put this into a short at some point, but oh, that was so painful. But at the same time, I'm a little shocked. I mean, kudos to our opponent of getting that lucky, but wow. We literally had the perfect victory there, and our opponent had the right card. Unbelievable. No, seriously, unbelievable. I'm really shocked about that. Is Emrakul banned in Brawl? I think it is. I don't know, but good question on that one. So let me check actually real quick for y'all. Let's see. Emrakul? Let's see. No. Emrakul's not banned. All the Emrakuls are, they're fair game. Which reminds me, at some point we'll have to do an Eldrazi deck again with Emrakul. So remind me somebody to do that at some point. We'll get that going. We'll try to do a sneaky deck. But yeah, so basically, as I mentioned, we just got hosed on the worst possible way. But that's okay, everybody. You know what? We're going to shake it off. Let's now jump into the upgraded version of our deck. So what if we take our deck to the next level? So that's what we're going to do right here and right now. Real quick, let me just catch up with the chat. Crystal, sorry, I had to leave the stream for a bit. That's okay. Well, I still appreciate you popping in. If you have to leave at any point, and that goes for anybody. If you come and go, everybody, it's no big deal. I mean, we all have things we got to do. If you're just popping in or if you're lurking, I still appreciate you watching just the same. So thanks, everybody, for just that. Okay. Otherwise, let's see here. So for the upgraded deck, if you actually want to spend a little bit more, here's what I would recommend for you. First off, of course, upgrade your mana base. That's always what I recommend for everybody. So with an upgraded mana base here, we're going to have some better options to at least try to get our game plan off, or at least provide alternate win cons if things kind of go bad with our advisor plan. So we have cards like Hall of the Storm Giants here. We have a creature land, which can do a bunch of extra damage. We have some extra lands. Otawara Soaring City for more utility by bouncing something back. Hive the Eye Tyrant, which can be, of course, eating up graveyards, and also just a nice little 3/3. Mygar City of Mako here can either be a tap land, or you can use it to sacrifice an extra creature and draw some extra cards. We now have the benefit of much more stronger dual lands, so this means we can tap for better mana. So with the Pathway land, Darkslit Shores, Fetid Pools, we have Gloomlake Verge, Restless Reef, Shipwreck Marsh. Actually, I do want to mention Restless Reef is nice because, while this is a tap land, this is actually nice because it's a blue and black shark when you turn it on, and it also mills. So this actually works perfect with our game plan. Undercity Sewers, Underground River, Watery Grave. And any upgrades beyond that will be Prismatic Vista for a stronger fetch land, Polluted Delta as the best fetch land we can get. We'll throw in Fable Passage to then fetch out our basics. But otherwise, the mana base is pretty much the same. Now, as terms of the best upgrades you want for a deck like this, we'll throw in now the best of our advisors, Bruvox, the Grand Delinquent. No, seriously, he is the best card you can put in. But oh my goodness, this card is like, in paper, $40. So that's the reason why he's in the upgraded part of the deck. But if you can spare an extra mythic rare, perfect for our deck here. Goes perfect with Lo and Lee with its ability. That means Lo and Lee can actually mill for 8 cards since it doubles up how much we mill. If we're milling with, say, like all of our persistent petitioners, man, we can mill like 24 cards in one go. That is absolutely bonkers if we can manage to pull it off. So he will be something that we want to keep alive on the board as much as possible. Now, as far as the other upgrades to the deck, so we're going to throw in some extra, more stronger discard like Inquisition to Kozilek here. We have Thoughtseize proper, so it's going to be better for us overall. In terms of other upgrades for the deck here, we have another advisor, Ledger Shredder. So every time we cast a second spell, whether it's our turn or our opponent's, we can start conniving. So hopefully this will filter through our deck to then draw the cards we do need. And we also get a nice flyer in the air that can do some damage high in the sky. Other upgrades for the deck. So this means we will chop down a couple of Partitioners just to make room for these new cards. Other cards that we can keep in here as well. We'll have in cards like Collective Brutality here. So we can either discard. We can make our opponent -2/2 on a creature, make them lose 2 life and gain 2 life. So it helps out a little bit. We have the classic here, Waste Not. Anytime an opponent discards a card, we can either get some extra mana if it's a land. If they discard a non-creature, non-land, we draw cards. If it's a creature card to discard, we make a black zombie token. So we have all kinds of value for that. In terms of other upgrades for the deck here, so we'll throw in, what else? I forgot what we had in here. Not actually too many major upgrades for the deck. We have a Wrath now, so we have Damnation as our best Wrath in the 4-drop slot here. We'll throw in now Jace, the Perfected Mind. So he's completed. We can actually tick him up to -3, -0, 1 creature, softening it up for us. We make our opponent mill 3 cards. If they have 20 or more cards in the graveyard, we can draw 3 cards. Or if we just -X his final ability, we just mill out X amount of cards. So this is kind of a nice way to hopefully finish off our opponent. And then finally, in the upgraded slots here in the far end here, we have Singularity Rupture from, what is it, Edge of Eternities? A really good card for mill, by the way. It's another Wrath, and then any number of target players each mill half of their library rounded down. So this can be a nice way to just close out the game very quickly and wrath a ton of lands. We also are going to use higher Teresian Mindbreaker here. So for this card here, when this creature attacks, we also, again, it's another card that makes our opponent mill half of their library rounded up. So if we do this with, say, like Bruvok here, we can mill an entire library in one fell swoop. We've done it actually before last year, so maybe we can do it again tonight, but we'll see. Otherwise, those are the upgrades for Advisor Mill. So if you do like that version, don't worry. At the end of the stream, whichever version you like, we'll do have links for both of these. Wait, hold on one second. Oops. Wrong deck. We're doing the upgraded version, everybody. Okay. But otherwise, yes. We'll then do links for both decks. So if you like either deck list, maybe you like them, or maybe you want to tweak them for your own personal collection, by all means do so. And if you do like any of the else content that we do, as always, if you haven't already done so, show some love. Please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching my content, whether you're watching live on these streams all across X, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitch. We try to do 2 live streams a week, and also we try to put out at least 1 YouTube video weekly, along with a bunch of YouTube shorts highlighting the best of our live streams, some fun moments, some meme content, and some booster pack openings whenever we can. Your support will help keep this channel going, everybody. If you want to support me financially, we do have a Patreon. We can, of course, encourage you to subscribe with by members-only exclusive content that we provide, or at the very least, just join the Discord. All those links will be located in the details of these videos when we're done. Okay. Now that I got my shilling out of the way, let's go ahead. Let's continue on, everybody. Let's see here. Can't really do anything with this hand. Let's go ahead with Mulligan. Okay. This should be okay. Zero plays MTG. Good evening, my fire friend. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're having a wonderful night wherever you add. Oh, we should add in Fell Spectre. Oh, I totally forgot that card is in Arena. Okay. Maybe we should try to make that work once we're, maybe after this match. We'll try. Good on eyeing that. Ooh, opponent's playing Rowfellows. We did play Rowfellows ourselves a little while ago, so it is a thing. So for Collective Brutality here, let's just do the -2. Okay, Rowfellows down. All right, not too bad so far. Okay, opponents. So it's going to be a little while before we can get to their Rowfellows again, but hopefully we should be able to stop them. Nice. So we got Otawara Soaring City. We'll play our Waterlog first. So we're going to keep the mana open for Mana Leak, because I know our opponent just cannot resist playing it again. Too bad, opponents.
That's rough, buddy.
You tell him, Zuko. Phew. Okay. So for now, just buying ourselves time as much as we can. Okay, so that means that next turn... Okay, nice. Okay, so for here, we'll play Low and Lee. So if our opponent is playing mono green, probably don't have to worry too much about spot removal. Maybe fight spells? I don't know if they're elves proper or if they're just... Okay, they're just a landfall stompy deck. Okay. Alright, so it's definitely landfall. So that's what we're dealing with. So in the meantime here, let's play some advisors. We'll play another advisor. Okay, no attacks yet. Just in case if they start doing shenanigans, we want to make sure we have something on the backswing. But we should hopefully be able to mill them out quick here. If we have Fraying of Sanity in hand, which is Absolutely lovely. Opponent is playing Terrain Generator. Oh, I forgot this is a bonus card from Edge of Eternities. And they can play more basics from this. Interesting. Something to take note of for future landfall decks. I swear, there's so many good cards from the bonus sheets that we've gotten over the past year that I've kind of lost track of a lot of them. We'll see if we can try to integrate more of them into the next sets, but good lord. It's going to be so exhausting to do 7 sets this year for Magic. We will have plenty of content to work with then, but we're just going to be exhausted. We'll try to make it work though, everybody. Don't worry. We'll play a lot of fun decks over the next couple months. Okay, opponent going off with Lotus Cobra. Okay. Anything else, opponents? Nope. I suppose they could swing. Okay, so they are going to swing. We'll let them take it. So we go to 20. Okay, Persistent Petitioners. So here's how we do this. Persistent Petitioners. And from here... Okay, play Teferi's Tutelage. Nice. So, here comes the discard, everybody. So we'll play... Well, actually, we'll throw away this Petitioner. Nice. And here they come. They're now getting pumped up. So from here, no attacks yet. But we'll wait it out. It's tempting to mill first, but we want to make sure we have something to block on the backswing. Okay, so... Okay, return the last one. Okay. So they draw a ton of cards off of that. Yikes. But they still have a little ways to go to generate all the mana they want. Okay, so they do have a Mossborn Hydra. Okay, that's fine, opponents. Okay, Hydra's going to get big. He's going to be a big boy soon. Big boy. Okay, they generate some mana. Anything else, opponents? Do you have an answer? Oh, they fight. Okay, so... I guess we don't have a choice. We have to do this now. So from here, tap 4 advisors. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot of cards to mills. That's good. Pump their advisor. So they do lose Bristly Bill. A trade is better than losing our creature, so I will take that. But that's good for us. Bristly Bill is now out of the way. Okay. Audacity. Okay. Opponents. Okay. We got 17. We have Wash Away, so I guess that's fine. For now, though, Fraying Sanity. Curse our opponents. And from here... Okay, well, I guess we'll do it now. Can't really afford to take too much damage here, but... just soften up our opponent as much as possible. They get a ton of stuff milled. That's good. So they're at 52 now. 51 cards. If we can get at least one more land, Low and Lee can come back in. If we don't... Chocobo Racetrack. You could do Get Lord of the Vault to steal cards. Yeah, you are right on that one, Zero Plays. Man, there's a lot of stuff I've been missing. But again, never said I was the best at this. But I do appreciate you guys putting some nice input there. I really should try to see what we can do to get more stuff going. Oh, down to 7. Ugh. Okay. Okay, nice. We did manage to get our next one there. So from here, let's see. All right. If they have one more land, we're probably going to lose here, but it's okay. We tried, everybody. Okay. They do mill. So we get a little pump there. Okay. Well, and then we're not dead. The Mossborn Hydra is going to get bigger, but we can still keep them alive a little bit longer. Mornings, my good sir. Hello, Sneaky Toilet. How you doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a wonderful night wherever you're at. Oh, I forgot. You're halfway around the world, so good morning to you. Hopefully you're having a good morning wherever you're at. But for me over on this side, where I'm at, it is right now 9:30 at night. Okay, so from here, that means our opponent now has protection from red and green. Not that we really care about that, because we can still block. That's good. But they have a land here. Oh, okay. maybe we have a shot. Maybe. Opponents. They have protection from red and green and trample. If they swing, we can tap. Okay, so they do swing. Okay. Well, all right. We will lose one Petitioner, but that's a small price to pay. Okay. Trigger the ability. There we go. Nice big mill there. We will lose one Petitioner, but it's a small price to pay for what we can do. Nice. And mill them for a ton here. Yes. It's working. It's working. Okay. So little by little, get the plan going. Okay, Ledger Shredder, drawing a card. I guess we don't need Volatile Fault anymore, so I guess we'll toss that. Okay. More milling. Alright. And more milling. Okay, so from here, I think we got him. I think we got him here. Did we get the dream? Oh my goodness. We did it. We did it. The dream. Yes. Ah. This time, we're not getting stopped. There we go, everybody. And that is going to be for us Advisor Mill. Good game, opponents. We got him. Yes, we achieved the dream at least once tonight. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. Nice. So at this point, hey, if I get any more wins after this, that's just a nice bonus. But we were able to pull off at least one victory with that. Wow, I thought that Hydra was going to kill us, but all right, I'll take it. Nice. Death by Vulture, good evening, buddy. Good evening, Death by Vulture. How you doing tonight? Hope you're having a wonderful night wherever you're at. Oh, man. Oh, man, that was such a good one, though. Oh, that's right, classic Sir Conrad. So that'll be probably something I'm going to talk about a little bit later on. Maybe we'll hold off on that stuff, zero plays and wet stuff. We'll probably hold off on those suggestions y'all are throwing in at me for probably at the very end of the stream. I realize now also, let's see. So, oh, sorry, guys. I'm looking at my text here. Mrs. Inferno is letting me now know that she'll be off work soon. So that only means that, although I know I would love to keep going a little bit longer, everybody, probably in the next, what, maybe 10, 15 minutes, we might have to cut the stream a little shorter than I anticipated. But I still appreciate all of you being here just the same. We managed to at least get at least one victory off tonight, so I will take that victory. If nothing else, you were able to get at least one real legitimate win, and not the one that kind of screwed us over there. But otherwise, let's see. Let's try to at least have a couple more games that we can squeeze in while we can. But yes, Sir Conrad actually would be very good for the deck. Another good, awesome option for you. But the reason why we didn't add him in initially, because even though I forgot about him, we wanted to focus a little bit more on the... And I'm a sucker for this, by the way. I am a sucker for creature decks. So since this does care about advisors, that's why we wanted that. Ooh, all right. Mindbreaker, that'll be nice for later on. So for now, Swamp. We'll put down our first of the Petitioners. All right, getting our game plan going here. So we're playing against Toph again. Can we stop Toph this time? Are we tough enough? Eh? You guys like the corny jokes. Come on. They're hilarious. Okay, opponent, Lightning Greaves. Okay, that's fine. Okay, opponents. Okay, Shipwreck Marsh. So that's nice. Nice little land there. All right, so from here, Ashiok. So that should help us out here quite a bit. We can start milling our opponent out and then exiling the graveyard. That should hose them for quite a bit. Okay, so for now, I want to get more value out of him, but for now, let's at least mill a couple things and then hose. Hopefully we can get something good out of this. All right, nice. We exile 4 cards for now. We still have a ways to go, though, but we actually managed to get rid of Toph and Mindslaver. That's good. Good hits. I guess we can do some damage. All right, Advisor aggro, everybody. Got him. Only 24 more hits to go. Okay, so opponents. Playing another land, all right. Still got a little ways to go before Toph comes in, everybody, so we got some time. I'm hoping we'll have enough time. Okay, let's see here. Zero Play is also throwing in some more suggestions. You can add Psychic Corrosion for another Teferi's Tongue effect. Oh, that's right. I don't know why. I feel like I forgot so many cards that I probably could put into this deck. But we'll definitely get to all of them. And we'll talk about them in the wrap-up before we end tonight. Okay, Low and Lee. So from here, mill 4 more cards. This actually pumps up our advisors, so that gives us another way to get to our victory. Okay, they're pumping. It is working. And our opponent has already had enough. All right, I'll take that win. Advisors with the aggro, the milling, the exiling. Oh, it's all just so nice. So deliciously evil. But seriously, though, this is usually not my style of deck archetypes, but I'm having fun with it. It's actually a little bit more interesting than I thought. It is janky still, but it's a fun jank. At least I'm sure somebody would agree with me on that. Okay, so the moment, and I'll tell you right now, guys, the moment Mrs. Inferno, probably in the next 10-15 minutes, gives me the heads up that she's going to be on the way home, that's what we'll have to be ending the stream, everybody. Still, I'm just giving y'all a heads up, so this way there's no surprise like sudden end to the stream. But I still appreciate y'all just being here. This week, I think we'll see if we can try to live stream again Wednesday, and I think Saturday next week should be when our next live streams are. As far as what we're playing, that's a good question. I'm still trying to figure out stuff because I'm also kind of waiting on some ideas that I have once Lorwyn starts getting spoiled tomorrow morning. I hope you guys are all excited for that. I am. We're definitely going to have some fun with that. But until then, okay, so we're playing Om now, so that's definitely a landfall deck, and that's a big boy. Big boy. Let's see, how do we do this here? Let's, we'll take a hit for 3 here, because I want to see what they're having. What do they got in hand? Let's take a peeky peek. Okay, so, row fellows. And then, Batchroll Cub. Okay. Get rid of row fellows. That has to go. Okay, opponents. Cavalry Courtyard. Okay, this is fine. Okay, got our Petitioners again. One of the nice things about this deck is because Petitioners can have any number of them, we have plenty of time to start getting at least a copy or two any game. As long as you can have one in hand, or at least one to draw. Aw, opponent! They didn't want their self-milled, okay. Hey, we'll take the free wins. I guess tonight's free win night. Yay! It is what it is. Wow, nobody wants to deal with our mill package tonight. All right. So for now, it looks like we're up to 5 wins tonight. So that's pretty good. I mean, granted, like 3 or 4 of them were like free wins, but hey, I'll take it. That's free stuff that you get from your dailies. Gold is gold, and that's what we need because we need to stockpile as much as we can for Lorwyn. That does remind me, everybody. So, for those of you that are watching right now, have you all on Arena that do play, have you all been stockpiling your gold now for Lorwyn? How much gold do you have, everybody? Let me know. I would love to hear from you if you guys are hoarding, like I am. I need to make as sure as we have enough to go around for the next set. Death by Vulture. I can't wait for the new Elf Mommy for Lauren. Oh, don't worry. We will definitely do a budget deck around here. She definitely has got the attention of many out there. Yeah, Elf Deck Mommy is coming soon, everybody. That's got to be a thing. I can't believe that. I saw that card and I was like, hold on a second. Wait a second here. I see what you're doing there, Wizards. You're not fooling anybody with that artwork. Oh, no. You definitely, you know what you're doing with that. They knew what they were doing. All right, we'll play Petitioners number 2. And we will get a peeky peek. What do they got? See what they got. They're playing Aang. So from here, ooh, Firebending Lesson. That's got to go bye-bye. Okay, that's got to go. No attacks yet. Nice. 0 plays. Everyone's leaving against your Ozai deck? Well, who could blame them? Ozai is busted. I didn't get a chance to play with him that much because our stream got cut off last week. But he's a really, really powerful card. So, hey, I can't blame opponents for doing that to you. It is what it is. No attacks yet. So, Aang is now in. Can Aang beat us here? I do need to remind myself also we need to play an Aang deck before we get to Lorwyn. Gotta at least play at least one Avatar deck before we move to Lorwyn. 0 plays. I have saved 90,000? What? Wow. That is a lot of gold, bro. I don't know how long you've been saving that before, but okay. You're definitely ready to go. Death by Vulture is saying over 10k for now, but hopefully more at the drop. Okay, that's cool. I forgot to say, am I up to like what, 15, 16,000 gold? And I mean, granted, yes, I'm not gonna lie, I am going to pay for some packs, but that's also because I do content, so that comes with the territory. So I have to pay a little bit in order to make sure that we have what we need, at least for the streams. All right, no blocks here. That was a tough hit to take, though. So let's see. We'll mill another card. Small value, but we'll take it. Okay, Gloom Lake Verge. We might actually have to use the Singularity soon, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, in the meantime here, I guess we'll wait it out for a bit. No attacks. Okay. So now, some of you guys are building up a decent amount. Just keep building, everybody. You have right now, I think, what, a month to build up gold? And based on my calculations, if you super duper grind it out, you in theory should make about 10,000, or maybe on the top end, maybe like 10 to 12,000 a week. So in theory, if anybody out there is still trying to save up for Lorwyn, if you save now, you should have at least minimum, and we're talking like extreme grinding like I do, like what is that? Anywhere between 35 to 40,000 gold before Lorwyn, which in theory should get you at least about 30 to 40 packs. It's not a huge amount if you're trying to collect the set, but that still gets you a decent amount of value. All right. So our opponent here is going to try to lock us down here. Okay. Take that, opponents. Mill him. Got him. Okay. So they put stun counters on us, which is also very annoying, but it is what it is. Okay. Take down the hit to 13. All right. Sphinx's Tutelage. Okay. Well, something, I guess. So from here, if we can just, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If we can get to one more land, if we have to in a pinch, we can wrath the board. Okay, so I'll annul that. Not a huge amount of value, but it's something. 0 plays. I like Merfolk, and it's getting a lot of support in Lorwyn. Nice. It's actually been a while since we played Merfolk, so okay. I guess we'll be building a Merfolk deck again soon. I think the last time we played Merfolk was when when we came back to Ixalan the first time. I think that was the last time we actually built some Merfolk stuff. So it's been a while. So we're definitely overdue. Ooh, down to 5. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know if we can get through this one. Ooh, Fraying Sanity. Okay, got a nice pump going. Okay, we will put that on our opponent there. No attacks yet. Okay, get some more milling going. Nice. Well, at least our advisors can at least block for a turn. So as long as they don't have burn, I think we can get maybe one more turn. Just one more turn. But it's probably not enough. Okay, Water Tribe Rallier. Okay. Okay, well. That's our last counter spell. That's it. Alright, we're tapped out. So, anything else, opponent? Do they Earthbend? Wait, if they Earthbend, wait, they can't swing, can they? Can they? Okay. Legend of Kuruk. Cool. Alright, so they do some scrying, they draw a card, that's cute. So they're not going to swing with their last, with the Rumble Arena. Oh, they do. I was about to be like, okay, opponent, getting a little frisky here. So if they have Pump right now, we're dead. If they don't have Pump, we have one turn to do something. Probably just lose, but okay. If we can Wrath, maybe we have a shot. Down to 1. Ugh. Okay, deck. If we need a miracle, it's a land right now. Okay, nothing from Fraying Sanity. Oh, I forgot we actually did get something from there. Okay. Bruvok. Aww. Oh, we were hoping to get Bruvok a little earlier there. So, I guess. All right, so let's see. That's how many? Okay, well, I guess we'll do it here. We're not going to get another shot at this, so now or never. Bruvok here. How does that mill? That milled 24. Nice. Okay, ooh. So, looks like Mrs. Inferno is actually going to be done in a second. Hold on. Wait. Did that work? We did it!
That's rough, buddy.
Oh my God. We got them through! Oh man, that was a good one. Wow, I didn't think about that for a second. I'm like, wait, Bruvok actually was our win con there. Yes! With a sneaky out of nowhere victory there. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Wow, this is actually, I can get like 3 good highlights from this video. I probably should do that. I'll definitely need to highlight this one later on. Note to self, definitely got to download this. We can clip some good stuff from this match. Oh man, that was beautiful. That was amazing. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the nice job there. Thanks again for that. Ooh, okay. So it looks like Mrs. Inferno is going to be coming home in a little bit. So that means that she'll be here in probably the next 10-15 minutes. So we're probably going to end it there, everybody. And I think we should leave it on a high note. I'm sorry that means the stream is going to get cut a little bit earlier than I anticipated, but I still appreciate all of you who were with me tonight. So before we go, as always, let's go over again the decks as a whole. So what did you think of Advisor Mill, everybody? Would you play the deck in any way, shape, or form? Did you like it and how it performed? Truth be honest, I know the budget version was a little janky, but we actually managed to get at least one kind of win off of it, so I'll take that. Granted, one of the things that does help it out is the Persistent Petitioners actually feels better than I thought. I thought this was going to be a meme card for the deck, but hey, it can be a legitimate win con if you set things up. But I probably would maybe adjust the ratio of the cards that I have because I was trying to do a mix of mill, counter spells, and discard. Personally, I think if I was to do this again, I would probably stick to one of these strategies just to streamline the deck and make sure on a budget you can focus on one of these plans. I know some of you mentioned some other cards that do punish opponents for getting milled. So if you want to go on the mill plan here, let's see here. You mentioned it earlier, Zero Plays. So put out the Sir Conrad here. We'll put his regular version here. So this can be a good payoff for you. Anytime you mill, you can make an opponent mill. If a card leaves the graveyard, basically if it does anything that goes to the graveyard, you can ping your opponent for 1. So this can be a great win con on a budget that helps you again just burn out your opponent if you cannot swing. Even though it's not an advisor, a good way to kind of put some extra value into your deck. So I probably would do that. The only card I probably realized I probably didn't need is I don't know why I put in was it wait, where was it? Actually wait, hold on. I don't know why I put in Rona. I realize maybe now we didn't need her. So I probably would cut her immediately and just put in Sir Conrad. So if I was to do this for the budget deck again, Sir Conrad there. A nice little 5-drop, and that's good enough for the deck. So that should work. Now, as far as the upgraded one, I was actually surprised with this one. I didn't think this one actually was going to turn out as well as I thought. But man, that hilarious turn there. Bruvok is a house. He is very, very strong in the deck and should not be underestimated. If you can mill the way we did with Persistence of Petitioners with Bruvok here, milling basically 24 cards on top of a fraying Sanity combo, that's 48 cards milled from just those 3. That's not including, of course, the mill you just did with everything else. So that gets hilarious. I didn't think that combo we were actually going to pull that off, but man, that was the dream. We managed to also pull off another set of cool milling shenanigans with our game plan here on the non-budget. So if you're willing to play this non-budget, I probably would recommend the non-budget one if you're willing to invest. Nothing wrong with the budget one as is, but definitely the non-budget one was hilariously fun and gets you some surprise wins out of nowhere. I was really surprised and very happy about how that was. So yeah, that's pretty much it, everybody. Again, the links for both of these deck tags will be located at the end of the stream, everybody. Again, sorry it's been a short one. We usually try to do at least 2 hours or more, but again, I got to help out with a couple other things. Got to make sure I tidy up the house in time for Mrs. Inferno, and also actually got to get her food. So, of course, the love of my life does make a priority. But before we go, I do, of course, want to give a shout out to everyone that was in the stream today. So shout out to everyone that was here tonight that was in the chat. So shout outs to you, Cristo Costa here. Ender Knight, thanks again for popping in and also being great with the conversations there. Good questions, and I appreciate you guys. Quacker2212, thanks again also for joining in as well. James Scherer as well, popping in, letting me know again that just like all of us out there, sometimes we also don't know all how to play, no matter how long we've been playing Magic. I mean, the rules do get more complicated as time goes on. Wet Stuff, appreciate you popping in. Thank you also for popping in for my worst moment, but it was a funny moment, so I'll take that. Zero Play MTGs, thanks again for your recommendations for other cards to add into the mill deck. We'll definitely put those into consideration for the future. Sneaky Toilet, as always, hopefully have a wonderful day. I know it's morning where you are, Monday morning, so hopefully have a wonderful day where you're at. Death by Vulture, thanks again also for popping in as well there. And of course, yeah, every one of you that's been watching that I didn't get a chance to see in the chat, even if you were just lurking, thanks again for popping in just the same. I appreciate all of you guys. But again, replays for this will be up on every platform I am streaming on right now. So if you do miss any part of this, don't worry, catch the replays across YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and X. But that is it for now, everybody. Ooh, this is Inferno. She's actually calling me now, so I'm going to have to take this call in a second, everybody. But one more time, thanks again for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll see you again, hopefully on Wednesday for another fiery fun stream. But until next time, as always, I'd like to remind everyone, once again, just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We'll see you again on the midweek, everybody. Later.